இல்லை இல்லை இது நானும் சொல்லுவேன் யாரும் மாட்டாங்க. இந்த டீம் தான் இப்போ பண்ண போகிறாங்க. ஆஃப்டர்நூன் சீனியர் டீம் இந்த 4 டீம் இப்போ ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ண போகிறாங்க. காலையில் நம்ம 6 டீமு ஜூனியர் டீம் பண்ணோம். ஜட்ஜிங் வந்து ஆல் ஓவர். இப்போ லஞ்ச் முடிச்சுட்டு நம்ம ஓப்பன் பண்ணுறோம். இப்போ சீனியர் மூமெண்ட்டு டீம்ஸ் ஆர் கெட்டிங் ரெடி. We will be having a live demo in few minutes. And this is Sarna Saravana. சொல்லி on the podium. Podium Oh, I don't know if the voice is getting captured. Wait, watch it on. Can you see my face? Hi guys, so we just so this is
Yes.
நான் என்ன சொல்லிட்டு சமாளி பண்ணிட்டு நான் வேணா சொல்லட்டுமா அந்த மைக் வாங்கி சொல்லிட்டு நான் இன்ட்ரோ கொடுக்கட்டுமான்னு கேட்டேன். அந்த அம்மாட்ட கேட்டு மைக் வாங்குவேன். நான் இன்ட்ரோ கொடுக்கட்டுமான்னு கேட்டு மைக் வாங்குவேன்.
Okay. Okay. This way, I'm going to tell Judge to sit here.
They sit after CJ comes back. Senior team, 4 team இருக்கு. அவங்க டெமோ கொடுப்பாங்க.
So yeah, in the center here. Yeah. Okay. So
I saw. TCMS, Comedy, Comet, Macul, from Macul. Asuka, Omen, I know that. Seoul, Korea. அவங்க பண்றாங்க
for the Howard engineer. Impacted hospitals. There's also population and then we also wanted to reduce the risk of straight into the wall and that was so we came up with 2 models. First is very oxygen chambers in high altitude requires
lighting is like this.
And now we're going to demonstrate. And then there's the other feature, which is the text crosswalk. And now we're going to demonstrate our automatic patient utilization.
So as you can see right here, the floor is actually adjusting its actuator and some limit is up and down. So right now, it's approaching through the front and then all the light the camera and the light and as it's approaching the light,
It's like hot.
So as it moves to the other, first the background and then it starts to once again to the outside. And the camera aligns with the crosswire to make sure it aligns in the middle of the
The kind of like this
With the cross side, and now moving to the second best end. Keep in mind, all the movement and calculations were done.
or do like a 360.
So no one is touching the robot. And now it's using the LiDAR and the ominous direction wheel to align with the second best end, and leaving the mattress and the patient behind the deficit.
key advantages and is that the products include automation, so everything is done automatically, so it can help reduce the cost. It also help the rest of the that's really clever around. And by the way, everything is modular, and that's very simple. And that's different scenarios for user efficiency. And then there's also safety methods
So 1, 2, 3.
and in the case of emergency, we try to put our patients in
나중에 내가
sequence of priorities.
너가 하드웨어
Okay. Okay. I see.
You're ready to start.
Shall we have a quick introduction after saying what on earth back
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to RoboMed. And we have 4 senior teams presenting this afternoon. The first team to go is team 6861-1, KCISXG.
Okay, welcome everybody, and then we're team KCISXG, honorable judges. Our team number is 6861-1. I'm Rowan, the presenter.
I'm Terry. I'm Holston. We're the hardware engineer.
I'm Carl, in charge of 3D printing.
And Agu, I'm the software engineer.
So recently there's been a lot of disasters happening. There's been natural disasters and human disasters causing a global medical crisis. There's also occupational injury and labor shortage among nurses. And then we also wanted to reduce the risk of patient transfer, since me personally have been crashed straight into the wall by my surgery transporter, and trust me, that did not feel fun at all. To prevent this problem, we came up with 2 models. First model being this one with a tank track. And this tank track can help to fit in rugged terrains. There's also this hyperbaric oxygen chamber, so that in case patients come from high altitude or scuba diving, they can be treated in a high pressure environment. There's also this particular model that is guided by AI. It can auto-navigate itself. It has a mechanism wheel for omnidirectional movements. So some key features of our product include, first of all, image identification. So it can identify different objects in hospitals, such as human, bed frame, as well as fallen human.
So if a person were to fall in front of a robot, the LED flashes and the UI warns everyone around. And also, if the robot is too close to the patient, it will automatically stop to prevent collision.
Another feature is called X-cross marking.
So in an event of an emergency evacuation, the robot can guide itself to this sign in order to evacuate to safety.
And now we are going to demonstrate the automatic patient transfer of our robot.
So as you can see right now, the actuator is lifting the mattress right now, and it is approaching to the crossmark right here with the camera AI assisted to align with the crossmark right here. And as it is approaching to the corner, the lidar distance sensor senses that it is in the corner, and the omnidirectional wheel moves horizontally into the back frame. And after it is in the bathroom, it lifts the mattress and see if the omnidirectional wheel moves horizontally outside the bathroom, carrying the mattress. And it will soon go to the middle, and the camera will align itself with the cross.
So now, as you can see, it's now calibrating with the cross sign and moving toward the second best end. And keep in mind that all the movement and the calculation is done autonomously, so no one is touching the computer or the robot at all. And now the LiDAR and the omnidirectional wheel is aligned with the second dock and leaving the mattress and the patient behind the designated dock.
Okay, so some key advantages and the business value of our product include automation. So first of all, everything is obviously automatic. There's no human interference required. So that can help reduce the human cost of hospitals, as well as helping the nurse to focus on treating the patient instead of moving the patient all around. And then there is also modularization. So everything here, including the hyperbaric chamber, the chassis, the remote control, they are all interchangeable to fit into different scenarios according to the customer's needs. And then there's also safety and redundancy. We have two ways of sensing distance. First being image distancing, second being LiDAR distancing. So in case one fails, the other one still stands to prevent collision. And lastly, some extensions we'd like to make to our product include, first of all, a patient vitals monitoring module, and then transporting patients in a sterilized environment. And in case of emergency, we'd like to put our patient in a sequence of priority according to their health conditions, so that we know who to treat first during the emergency. And for the business plan, we like to do a rent-to-pay model so that we can build customer loyalty, because a system is what really makes the customers come back. Thank you very much. And any questions? Any questions from the judges? Anything that you're curious of, please?
How does it decide? What identification model are you using currently?
Sorry, excuse me?
So what model are you using for the image identification?
Image identification. So we're using a model called YOLO V9E. It is a CNN or convolution neural network model. And then pretty much what it does is that it divides the image into multiple sections and then analyzes it simultaneously, so it's more efficient.
So are you doing any fusion between the radar and as well as the images?
Do you mean CAD designs?
I mean both the sensor fusion and sensor fusion.
Sensor fusions. Okay, so pretty much we have two distancing methods, first being LiDAR, and then second being imaging. And then that are the two major sensors. There's another sensor, the gyroscopic compass. So it helps with the attitude control of the robots. Yeah, and that is what it's doing when it's docking.
My question is there any coordination between these sensors?
Oh, yes. So with the cooperation of the camera, LiDAR, and the gyroscopic sensor, we're able to assure that during the movement of the robot, we can assure that it is straight, it is safe, and then it is both shown.
So like we have two different systems, right? One is for major, one is major in controlling the chassis, right? The mechanism wheel chassis, that is like a major one, and then that is controlled by one board, and then there's another board controlling all the sensors, the LiDARs, and then the image. And then after all, we use the Raspberry Pi Zero to integrate them all in one part. Yeah, and many of the decision making of the YOLO is done by the computer. So we connect them to the computer, and then the computer calculates everything. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
And any more? Yeah. So I thought you had a question?
Yeah, I was curious how it determines whether it uses the camera's signal or the LiDAR's signal.
Okay, so in case of, so during normal situations, the major one doing is the image. So image would be determining the distance, and then there's a slam on the UI to determine like where everything is located, and then during docking, the LiDAR comes in to measure like the precise, accurate distance, because that is what's required for docking.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, our second group is group 6763-2. Wow.
Hello, we're Team Wow. Can I start it? And our team number is 6763-2. WOW stands for Wearable, Optimal, and Wing. I'm Chen Lee, our team's leader and our software engineer. He's also our software engineer. And she's our hardware engineer. Well, we built a wearable EEG device named WOW that visualizes focus and mental state in real time. ADHD isn't just a rate of discipline. It is related to heart. It is related to the brain related to its present. However, diagnosis still relies on questionnaires and subjective observation. Other fields like construction sites, monitoring, assembly lines, and hospital ICUs also need real-time mental state data. That's why we created WOW. On the hardware side, WOW measures frontal lobe EEG sensors signals using 3 sensors. On EEG sensor for brain waves, PPG sensor for heart rate, and HG sensor for motion.
On the software side, our web dashboard receives the data over Bluetooth, filters noise, analyzes focus and stress, and visualizes the signal quality and heart rate and motion in real time. Because it is browser-based, users can access it without using any softwares. Our biggest challenge was signal quality. At first, the EEG signal was almost invisible because of the parallax noise and motion artifacts. To solve this, we used a notch filter and a bandpass filter to get a cleaner signal.
Now let's see WOW in action. He's wearing the WOW device right now. At just 50 grams, it feels light and comfortable to wear. There is 3 tabs in our dashboard: EEG, PPG, and ACC. At the EEG tab, you can see emotional stability, focus, stress, and total power in real time. Also, at the PPG tab, you can see other things like heart rate, SpO2, and EEG analysis with max and minimum. Lastly, at the ACC tab, it tracks the motion and the posture of the user. Like this, if the user's move, the data comes into the graph instantly.
When we showed our prototype to parents and teachers of children with ADHD, they were most interested in seeing children's focus level in real numbers. Our first target is educational institutions and wellness centers, and we will first start with B2B sales and we will expand into B2C. For parents, we are building applications for our EEG band design and focus analysis method and visualization UI and real-time monitoring system. Our total price is $42 and our retail price is $85. So, WOW reaches about 53% margin.
WOW is lightweight, affordable, and ready for commercialization. We are committed to creating a world where mental health is no more a mystery, but a data-driven reality. That concludes Team WOW's presentation. Thank you. Do you have any question about it?
Is there someone tries to do this?
I have a question.
Yes.
So what you are wearing here, nowadays many smartwatches coming.
Yeah.
So how it is different from that?
Smartwatches are in the hand, so it can't measure brain waves. But our WOW is in the head, so it can measure brain waves, so it can get more data than the smartwatches.
I can explain more about it. For smartwatches, I know that we can only change about, we can only get results of the heart rate or SpO2. But our WOW has 3 sensors about the EEG sensor and the PPG sensor and the AZ sensors. So it is more accurate than that. Also, it is very cheaper than that other wearable devices. Nowadays, the wearable devices are very expensive, so normal people are hard to wear about it. But our device WOW is only $40.2, so it is very cheaper than other wearable devices. Any other questions?
You use these sensors collected a huge amount of data, and what are you planning to do with the data then?
There are many parts we can use it. First, we have the dashboard about it, and with this dashboard, we can know the exact rate about it. So we can use it at the hospital ICUs. For example, for the patients, normal people with the high stress is not very a dangerous situation. But for the patients, the high stress can make them have a brain situations that can hurt them, and they can be shocked about it. So it can send the data to the nurse or the doctors and tell them if they are in dangerous situation.
So it's a classification about what potentially outcome, like prediction about what happens with the patient.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And our next team is 6710-1 BioReact.
Judges, this is Jerry, our very patient. He doesn't complain, panic, or sue. But Jerry is a representation of a very big problem that you see in hospitals nowadays. You have nurses running around everywhere and annoying ICU machines that only beep but don't act. That's why we, BioReact, decided to build a system that not only monitors Jerry's vitals 24/7 but also acts when something goes wrong. Before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Eva and I'm the hardware engineer.
My name is Abhishek and I'm the software guy. The nurse to patient ratios have been rising drastically from 1 to 8. For every nurse, there are 8 patients they have to take care of. In LDCs, least developed countries, their healthcare is very expensive, meaning that patients like Jerry, if they live in LDCs, it would cost an arm and a leg for them to access healthcare. So we thought, how could we create a solution that is affordable and could act on vitals instead of just beeping like an angry goose? So now we will demonstrate our model. So first we're going to do stress. If we stress Jerry out, what should happen is Jerry will the fan will switch on over here. The way we stress Jerry out is using GSR. So GSR is galvanic skin response. It measures how sweaty the bonds are, so that if it is more sweaty, it's more conductive, meaning the patient's more stressed. Now we'll move for hydration, which we measure using BIA. DIA measures how conductive tissue is. The more conductive it is, the more hydrated the patient is. We model both of these processes, GSR and DIA, using potentiometers, as they change conductivity, which is analogous. If the patient is dehydrated, the robotic arm passes the water to jelly. Now we will change the temperature. We make him feverish. When that happens, the method should be pretty self-explanatory. We use a digital thermometer, and when that happens, the fan should switch on over here. And as you can see, we have a live dashboard feature over here, which updates all of Jerry's vitals to his parents, his family members, to doctors. If that happens, when the temperature changes, the fan switches on, as you can see over here. Next, we are going to decrease Jerry's temperature, make it dangerously low. When that happens, the robotic arm will pick up this towel and place it on the tray so that Jerry can cuddle himself in the blanket. Now we will change SpO2, which we use using, in real time we would use a pulse oximeter, which releases red light, and depending on how much red light is absorbed by the blood vessels, it will detect how much oxygen there is in the blood. Now if Jerry's SpO2 becomes unstable, the robotic arm will pick up an oxygen mask and hand it over to Jerry. Now we also have movability functionality for the wheelchair.
Before we get to the wheelchair, I'd like to talk about problems that we face. So we come from Oman, it's a very small country, and we don't get access to many components. So I mean, imagine the same accessibility issue except with healthcare that is incredibly dangerous. So I mean, the fact that we were able to build a system despite all these hurdles just means that people in similar conditions can also have access to these systems, since it doesn't require lots of expensive components or lots of pricey technology. Now I will demonstrate the wheelchair.
We would also like to talk about the economics perspective and future implementations. Future implementations include AI system that predicts if Jerry would have problems. Also, we plan on having a camera so that Jerry's family can monitor him. The price is very low compared to ICU systems. It's $367. We plan on benefiting from economies of scale and mass production, outsourcing production to Chinese firms.
Additionally, for another future implementation other than a camera is that we plan to use artificial intelligence. We want to use random tree and SVDD. These AIs will help us basically find anomalies in data and also find patterns and trends, so they can warn Jerry if he's going to be dehydrated or if his temperature is going to go haywire, instead of waiting until it actually does. So, we thank you. Jerry thanks you. My name is Ina.
My name is Akshay. We are being BioReact 6710-1. We are ready for your questions.
Is there any questions?
So if the sensor, let's say the temperature sensor, picks up a abnormal signal, is it also going to send notification to the clinicians, or is it gonna do the decision by itself?
Yes, it will send alerts, as we have a dashboard over here. During our demonstration, when we, let's say, when we make a stress high, we have a status bar in our dashboard that shows whether a patient is stable or unstable, and it can clearly be indicated by the color as well. So if Jerry has high stress or any of his vitals are not good, not only will it update on the dashboard, but it will send alerts to anyone who is monitoring him on the dashboard. So Yes, it will alert anyone who's using the dashboard.
I would like to add on to that. This data is encrypted and only authorized clinicians and family members have access to this data.
Do you have any plan to use this robot for humans?
Yes, absolutely. So as you can see here, we are using a mannequin right now, and lots of people have expressed concerns with accuracy when we change the system to humans. That is why we have tried to keep Jerry as similar to a human as possible. As my friend Adishesh over here has explained about stress principles and hydration principles, how they measure the amount of water in your skin and on your skin to check the conductivity. For Jerry, we have used potentiometers which change resistance, which is directly related to conductivity. So that's why we have made the system as similar as possible as it would be in a human. So when we do change Jerry into an actual person who were to use this instead of Jerry, it would not have any issues because we've made sure to keep it as similar as possible.
All these systems have been clinically tested. PIA, GSR, SpO2 self is being utilized all over the world, and temperature is very obvious.
Alright, thank you, Team Bioreactor. So our last team to present today is Team 5062-2, PCMS-COMED.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team 5062-2 from Macau Pushing Middle School, Koloan campus. I'm Bianca, and I'm in charge of design and project management.
I'm Abigail, and I'm in charge of researching and business development.
And I'm Gabrina, I'm in charge of programming. Today, we are presenting our project, Gesture Control Rehabilitation Robotic Hand. Imagine suddenly losing the ability to hold a spoon, write, or even button your own dress. After a stroke is the leading cause of long-term disability and often affect hand and arm movement. Our project provides an affordable and portable rehabilitation system using gesture control to mimic hand movement in real time. Our system also supports symmetrical rehabilitation training where the healthy hands controls the robotic hand, so both hands can move together, helping improve coordination and recovery.
So for our gesture recognition part, we use an open source called the MediaPipe. MediaPipe can detect our hand into 21 different landmarks. As you can see in the computer, if I place my hand in front of the camera, my hand will be divided into 21 different landmarks. So, in order to make our natural hand to control the robotic hands, we have to calculate the angles between finger joints to see if the finger is either bent or straight. So, in order to calculate the angles, we will be using the dot product formulas. And let's take an example here. As you can see, we will use the index finger as an example. We will use 0.5, 7, 6, and 8. Then, for 0.5, 6, and 8, we will have two different factors. The first factor will be 0.6 to 0.5, and the other one will be 0.6 to 0.8. Then, after having these points, we will be having three different values, which is three different coordinates, the x, y, z coordinates. Having these coordinates, we can plug it into the dot product formula to calculate the angles. Now, let me have a demonstrations. So here, if you see, if I place my hand in front of the camera, the robotic hand will follow the movements of my hand. Yes, but then how do we, after calculating the angles, how do we actually make the robotic hands move? Is that the computer will send data to the ESP32, which is the microcontroller. Then the ESP32 will process signal and organize data
to send it to the PCA, which is the servo driver. And after that, the servo driver will be control the servo motors, and our robotic hand can mimic the natural hand movements. Our project is a low-cost rehabilitation device for stroke patients, and it costs $40 to produce, and we sell it for $160 to $200. In Hong Kong and Macau, there are around 25,000 of stroke cases every year, and around 70% of them suffer from hand or upper limb impairment, meaning over 18,000 of people need hand recovery every year. And these patients will be our first target customers. And if we reach only 10% of this market in the first year, we can sell around 1,800 units. This would generate around $330,000 in revenue. And our strategy begins with B2B partnerships with hospitals and rehabilitation centers to build credibility. And after that, we will expand to B2C through platforms such as Amazon and Taobao, and supported by social media marketing. And that's all for today. Thank you.
What all the motions does it cover? Does it only cover the finger movements, or does it cover the wrist movement? And
Sorry, can you repeat that?
yeah, so what all the moments does it cover? So currently I could able to say, like, it moves your fingers.
Yeah.
Right? Does it also move the wrist?
No, not the wrist will not be moved yet, but then as you can see here, we added a servo for the arm parts, so the arm can be moved, but then not the wrist. But then we haven't moved the arm part yet because we're still developing, so yeah.
It's just a copy.
Yes, it will copy your natural hand movements as you put your natural hand in front of the camera. So any movements, as long as it detects your fingers.
Then how it helps?
Sorry?
How it is helping?
How this happens? Because this can help stroke patient to regain their hand. Because stroke patient, they will normally lose like control of their hand. Their hand will be shaking a lot, and then they can do like several trainings through this movement.
Somebody else has to show hand.
No, they are using their own hands. So like for stroke patients, only one of their hand will be like having stroke. So their normal hands will be placed in front of the camera and then to control the robotic arm. Thank you.
It's time for inviting judges to see your project. Okay, so be ready for the demonstrations. However, one thing, I think this space is too narrow. Can we slightly move? I mean, it's kind of dangerous. Yeah.
Right. Or maybe we just go down here. There's not much more space. Or on the back, or judges.
Oh, okay. So judges, don't need to go up there. We may ask questions from here.
From here, it's probably safer.
Yeah, that's much safer.
Yeah. And then tell them it's 151.
Yes. Okay, so we need to finish this until 1:50. 1:50. So at this time, we invite also PCA judges. Any PCA judges also, come to here, ask more questions. Yeah.
It's quite powerful.
Okay, this time, junior teams, you need to also, present your project up there for PCA judges. Yes, PCA judges can go up through this door, and you can come on the stage. your array. Yes. Okay, that is here, yes.
They're not so easy.
What is the population from the